Welcome to Venezuela Insider, the only place in Venezuela for expats, digital nomads, entrepreneurs, investors, travelers, and related internationals. For more information, venezuelainsider.com.
A special economic zones law has been approved by the Venezuelan government. Today we discuss. Just a few weeks, the Venezuelan government, especially the President Nicolas Maduro, has approved a law of new special economic zones. This project already was approved last year by the Venezuelan Congress, and that sets up 3 new special economic zones that actually is going to be 4, and actually you have to add other 2 that were kind of a special economic zones, and actually there are 6. So I'm going to explain a little bit further about these new economic zones and what does it mean for the future of the Venezuelan economy. So these special economic zones has a particular law, a particular jurisdiction that is a little bit different from the rest of the country. Still, the current economic laws apply to such special zones, however, have some tax benefits. You can get first an income tax refund the first 4 years, and after the 5th and 6th year, you can get some incentives, tax incentives, if some production criteria are met. Also, tariffs and taxes paid for imports regarding goods, supplies, equipment that are destined to enhance the production on such special economic zones also have tax refunds, but that's a complicated situation. So the main goal for these special economic zones are to increase production. That if you establish a business, a company over there, you want to, of course, increase the industrial production on such territories. So if you're thinking maybe that you're gonna do some financial activity, some blue-collar activity, maybe it's not the best, according to the law that we have at the moment. However, the government, according to the official statement, is increasing first production, industrial production, jobs of course, but also research and development, science and technology, tourism, and also maybe financial services. Now, these zones are something that I have to mention is within Venezuela we have some 2 special zones that are first Margarita Island, favorite of the regular watchers of this content, but also the peninsula de Paraguana or Paraguana Peninsula that is on Falcon State, that is actually on the west side of the country and has a couple of the most important refinery facilities within Venezuela. So you have to add 4 new economic zones that will be located on Puerto Cabello, La Guaira, and also on La Tortuga Island, that is a remote island on the Venezuelan coast, and a special military zone that will be on Aragua State. So let's start by your favorite, Margarita Island. Margarita Island has always been a special jurisdiction for the Venezuelan economy. It's the main touristic hub of the country and also has very decent tax incentives within Venezuela. And maybe with this new special economic zones law, it might take it a little bit further, such operation. Margarita, of course, like I said, the main touristic hub, but it's not just about that. Margarita is a symbol of what Venezuela can offer to not only the rest of the country, but the rest of the world. Beautiful place, beautiful, of course, you have infrastructure, you have amenities, but also maybe you can create a more healthy business environment for new investors. Now let's go to the Paraguana Peninsula. It is on the Falcon State, is not as developed as Margarita Island, however, is geographically a very strategic point for the whole Venezuela operations. It has, like I said before, a couple of the most important oil refinery facilities within the country, Amuay and Cardón. But also has touristic potential, is of course close to the sea with beaches, and actually is very close to the Aragua Island, one of the ABC islands on the Dutch Caribbean. So with this new special economic zones law, Paraguana maybe can take it to the next level. It has both of the touristic side, the commercial side, and of course the oil refinery operations. Now let's talk about La Guaira. La Guaira, with this law, this new special economic zones law, has the most potential with this new current law because La Guaira, it makes the more sense. It has one of the two major shipping ports on the country, but also is very well located on the country. It's basically on the center, close to the city of Caracas, that of course is the capital. Within the special economic zone is located the Maiquetía Airport, the most important international airport within Venezuela, and has a lot of potential. This specific zone, first, of course, close to Caracas, the largest city and the most important city in Venezuela, the biggest port on the country, one of the most important, but also tourism. La Guaira has a lot of touristic potential. So with this new law of special economic zones, La Guaira can be the operations, the economic activity within La Guaira can skyrocket to the next level. Now let's talk about La Tortuga Island. La Tortuga is a very remote island within the Venezuelan geography. It's a beautiful island on the Venezuelan Caribbean. The white sand beaches and turquoise blue water is something that you have to see it in person. However, the island is pretty much uninhabited. It's a virgin island, just a handful of fishermen and a couple of touristic activities. However, the Venezuelan government has a very ambitious project for this island because they are trying to establish very high-end resorts, even an international airport. And logistic-wise, doesn't make a lot of sense at the moment. I don't know how this thing is gonna end, but La Tortuga Island is one of the most enigmatic and beautiful places that we have in Venezuela. Now let's talk about Puerto Cabello. Puerto Cabello is one of the most strategic locations within Venezuela, has one of the most important shipping ports within the country, is very close to the city of Valencia, arguably the second most important city within Venezuela. So it makes a ton of sense that this special economic zones law includes Puerto Cabello. So the potential not only with the logistic business, but also with the touristic side, can make Puerto Cabello one of the most important cities within Venezuela regarding economic activity. And lastly, we have the Aragua Special Economic Zone. This is kind of a controversial because it's gonna be a military focus special economic zone as a very strategic location of military activity, especially on the aviation side. It's very close, it's gonna be very close, this special economic zone, to Maracay, of course the biggest city on the Aragua state, but also it's close to Valencia, like I said, arguably the second most important city within the country. So this, according to official statements, the Aragua Special Economic Zone is going to be a development area for, of course, research and development and science and technology, and of course for military special projects. That sounds, dubious at the moment, but we have to see what is up to with this special economic zone. Now, a final thoughts for this project, this special economic zones thing that has a lot of buzz, not only within Venezuelan news, but also internationally, is that first you have to take it with a grain of salt. Maybe it doesn't go fully 100%. However, it shows some commitment from the Venezuelan government in order to change the economic model that many people have said that it's an economic model that will be resemblant towards the Chinese economic model. That is the closest thing that you can have regarding free market capitalism, but state control, because that's the main goal. The government keeping the control, but with a reasonably healthy economy, and in China has worked pretty fine regarding increasing the standard of living and of course the economic activity, but at the same time keeping one group with the political power. So I'm not saying that Venezuela is the new China, but it resembles a lot of what have done with the Chinese economy. China, of course, we know, has a bunch of special economic zones, and well applied, help a lot to increase the economic activity within mainland China.
Thank you for watching Venezuela Insider. Please like, share, and subscribe. Follow us on social media. If you want to work with us, VenezuelaInsider.com. Thanks again and have a nice day.